Hello, my beautiful friends, and happy 2018. Just want to check in with you guys and give you some updates. Obviously, if you're interested in purchasing a year ahead reading, I'm offering those on my website below till the end of the month. Okay, so 1/31 will be the last day I'm taking bookings for those. As you've heard me talk about prior, I do want to travel in 2018 to host some events around America. Right now, it's looking amazing for New York City, the Bay, and Orlando. Okay, I need at least a crowd of 15 to 20 people at minimum to host these events. It's looking like I could definitely do that in those cities. So drop comments below if you think that your city could, rustle up that many people, and we'll see what we can do. Also, obviously, as you can see, I don't always get around to general love readings every month, and that's because creating content takes time, and obviously my private clients come first. Now, the readings that you're watching right now will always be free and will always be done every single month, and they will be available to you. However, I want to be able to do these in-person events. I want to be able to offer you guys more free content in a different capacity and more paid services. So in order to do that, I'm considering making the monthly general love readings by pay subscription. It wouldn't be the kind where you rent them through YouTube. It would be something where you'd go to my site and you'd pay $2 or less, between $1.50 and $2. And on the 2nd of every month, it will be dropped in your email inbox as a private YouTube video, kind of like how if you've ever had a private reading with me, how those are delivered. So like I said, this isn't an effort because I don't want to raise my prices. I love the prices that I have. I think that I'm very accessible to my clients, and I want to continue it being that way. So in order to continue expanding and offering you guys more, that is my idea. Please let me know what you think if you'd be interested in something like that. As well as the lovely jewelry that I'm rocking today is from Gray Baby Gallery, who's based in LA. She has an Etsy store. I actually found her when I was shopping for myself this Christmas. And what's amazing is her stuff is so affordable. And every single cent goes to helping to provide medical care and food for the LA homeless pets. So if you're interested, check her out below. And as always, if you need anything from me, if you want to get in touch with me, all that information is below. Love you guys. Alright, Taurus. Y'all are walling right now. And it's funny because when I started to shuffle your cards, I couldn't even get to the prayer. You guys are bugging. I had to take this really deep breath, but it didn't feel like I was being like pressed. You know what I mean? Like you guys were feeling like your back was against the wall or whatever. It was more so a feeling of like sigh of relief. So happy New Year, friends. Do you guys love my cat shirt? So we have the Six of Swords with the Page of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles with the Four of Wands, and then the Knight of Cups, Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Strength. Whew. This is interesting. I feel like whatever has been plaguing you for the last, 4 to 6 months, Taurus, is really shifting. And it's shifting because you finally understand that harboring all those feelings, because I'm going to call them feelings even though we have swords here, because they're thoughts. Because Lord knows you love to hold on to stuff, and I love y'all. I really do. One of my best friends is a Taurus. All of that stuff that you have mentally clung to, whether it be people that did you wrong, like, I feel like this is as mundane as like that one time when so-and-so looked at me crazy when we were at the bar, or like my coworker looked over her cubicle and thought she had the audacity to like, it's like that really agitated state, okay? You're getting an opportunity to really shift away from that agitation. There's been a lot of stuff that you've been wanting to say and you haven't said it. And I don't know why you haven't said it, but I think it's because it didn't need to be said, And it's not because it wasn't true, and it's not because it wasn't valid. It just was like unnecessary. So we're really moving away from that like tumultuous way of thinking, like allowing your emotions to instantly infiltrate your mind and kind of like take you to a dark place a little bit, if you will. With the Queen of Pentacles and the Four of Wands, you're instantly shifting to a space that feels like home. Okay? This also adds to a 10. So some of you may be moving away from a difficult situation with a child and coming into a new sense of home, even if you're not all living together. This could be like a reconciliation with a co-parent. But also, I feel like you're coming home to yourself, Taurus. There has been some aggravation that you have allowed to kind of, I really feel like irritate the life out of you. And you're finally coming home to nest, if you will, okay? And you're finally going back to the people that make you feel good. And you're finally going back to the things and the activities and in the creative endeavors that make you feel good. And this is just the beginning, so there's a need to not get too nostalgic. Like, it's important that you nurture your inner child, and it's important that you pay attention to the creative cues that you're receiving. Okay, but this is just the beginning, so hold on tight, okay? Because with the Knight of Cups, with the Knight of Cups and the Strength kind of bookending this challenge right here. So we have 10-10, okay? This is a wrap up and a new beginning, all in one. And it's really preparing you for Uranus to come into your sign in May. Okay? Which seems so far away, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen sooner than you think. Okay? It's already 5 degrees away. So if you're in August, true. If you're in April, Taurus, you're probably already starting to feel it. Now, funny that I said August because we have the Strength card here, and this is the card of Leo. So, just for whoever that resonates with, I just have to say that. Now, the Knight of Cups, I'm absolutely feeling like is a creative endeavor of yours. This is a passion project. This could be a career that you make money off of, but you're invested in it emotionally. Okay, it's something that really matters to you. And my heart is kind of getting like tight. So you're getting nervous because I don't think it's gonna. I think it's something that you have to pursue alone, and it's seeming like it's not going to turn profit, that it takes more effort than anything to get it done. And there's people and situations that are trying to negate you working on it. And it's stressful and whatever. But you are stronger than that, Taurus. Okay? You know, yes, you can be stubborn. But we know on the other side of being stubborn is being very steadfast. I have Mars and Taurus. It's, you know what... Oh, at the end of the day, people may think that they can outwork you. People may think that they can fight the good fight with you, but they can't because you play the long game. Okay, so this is a long game, Taurus. All right, you're setting yourself up for like an extremely long haul, and there will be times where you feel like it's not worth it, and you'll be times where you feel like it's more struggle than it's worth. It's more trouble than it's worth. However, this is part of your divine initiation into understanding why you are as stubborn as you are, why you are as fixed and committed as you are. So tame that inner fire, find a way to channel it, whether you start working out or whether you start journaling or whether you start meditating, kickboxing, whatever. There's a need here to get out aggression, and especially emotional aggression. Some of you may be, wow, I got the Queen and the King of Cups. So some of you may be consulting with, a medium or a psychic or just spiritual practice in general. There's something that you're doing that is going to be cathartic. There's something that you're doing that is going to be getting you into your feelings in a way that is constructive. But at first, it's going to piss you off. It's going to bother you, okay? Because it's not going to move on your time and it's not going to feel like it's working and worth it. But it is all going to work out, okay? Whew. All right. Taurus, I want to let you know, this is a gorgeous spread. It truly is. The only thing that's like not so hot is your overall energy of the Eight of Swords, which you already know. Nobody can hold you back except you. Okay? Nobody can make you feel boxed in or boxed out except for you. So, we're just gonna let that loose. We're gonna let it go. Because again, like I was talking about, this is about coming home to your creative power. And there's a very sensual energy here, but it's not sexual. Okay, so you're really sitting into your Venusian, right? Is that the right way to say it? Venusian nature. Venus is your ruler, and, that's just how we're getting down. The Four of Wands came back. The Queen of Cups came back. Okay. It's just a really beautiful energy because you're letting go of relationships that you have held on to that are only rooted in karma. And they're not necessarily limiting relationships. It's just that I don't even think these people are in your life anymore, actively. They only live in your emotional purgatory. Okay? They only live in your emotional purgatory. And you either need to muse that energy, you know, muse it, use it to fuel your creativity, and then you got to let it go. Because there's a heaviness on your spirit that you carry in when you go into bond with people, right? And I think that's what you're feeling here, because with the Eight of Swords, right, we're always blocked out of our emotions, and our mind is just like a jail cell. Okay, so with Spirit asking you to release the Two of Cups and Judgment, and the rune on Judgment is Self. Okay, so I don't think, like I said, I don't think these people are in your life anymore. This is also a way of relating to other people that is innately karmic and a little bit codependent. Nothing crazy, nothing like super toxic. It's just that we all have those tendencies to want things or have like, you know, ties to things that innately are just not super healthy for our spirit. And that at the end of the day, so it's time to really free yourself from limiting habits, limiting ways of relating to people, limiting ways of connecting with others too. This is also for me like bonding over trauma, or bonding over experiences that were innately really hard on your spirit, like shadow type of experiences. You either need to transmute them through creative process. I almost said due process. Creative process, or straight up let it go. This can be like saying I'm sorry to someone, but I don't necessarily feel like you're going to rekindle something with these people, because it feels like more than one person. But if you do need to say you're sorry, yeah, I got the Four of Wands. If you need to say you're sorry, okay, I think it's more so the men. And I don't say that just to be like, you know, whatever. It's because I have the King of Swords. And it could be saying you're sorry to yourself for what kind of relationships you allowed yourself to enter, especially, or how you treated people that you knew Four of Wands were part of your tribe. Because the Four of Wands for me is always a soul tribe card, really feeling at home. Yeah, because then we have Justice. So you need to set the tone, Taurus. If there's people that you feel like you need to atone, and I don't mean karmic, I don't want to say karmic, I don't mean like you need to, you know, get revenge. Not like that. Like atone for your actions. Okay? That's not going to apply for all of you, but there is a letting go of ways of relating to people, ways of treating people that are just not, they're just too heavy for you to walk forward with them. Okay? It doesn't really matter if they're bad, good, indifferent, who did it, who done it, whatever. You just need to drop it. Okay? Because you're finding new ways of connection. And until you really clear out that emotional, heavy karmic debris, it's going to be really hard to connect with people in an authentic manner that really resonates with your soul on a pure tone. Okay? The door that's not open for you that was once closed, we have the Queen of Cups with the rune Prosperity and the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm going to talk about this two ways. Yeah, I keep getting this heaviness in my heart. Like some of you definitely, this is not for everybody, but some of you definitely have either had things weighing on your heart for a long time and you haven't known how to put it down. And again, you're going to put it down either through like physical apology, like actually talking to that person, or, you know, I don't think it would be, even if the situation was romantic prior, I don't see any type of romance coming back. This would be a reestablished friendship, if that, or just an amends, like, okay, I don't hate you. All right, bye. You know what I mean? Like now, so we know there's no bad blood and that's just it. And you guys don't really talk after that. But for some of you, there is a heaviness that you did somebody wrong. You know, that you did somebody wrong. And, you know, part of you has felt really guilty for that. And you got to let it go for everybody's sake. Because they have tried, you know, I think they've let it go for the most part. But honestly, it's really hard to cut cords when the other person is still actively fueling, you know, trying to pull that energy. So with the Queen of Cups here, for some of you, this is a Queen of Cups that has been very prosperous, that you've been waiting for her to come back into your life. This doesn't have to be a water sign. I'm feeling she's much more of a spiritual woman, someone that's really in tune with her emotions, someone that understands you in a way that is unspoken. Okay? And you've been waiting for something to manifest here. Now, going back to the creative endeavor, right, you getting in touch with your emotions and finding a very prosperous way to deal with them, a very healthy way to deal with them. Don't worry about how long it takes for something to come into form, in the sense that, like with the creative process, a lot of times there's several drafts and several musings, if you will, before there's something substantial to be seen. Okay? So possibly not till July. I had said before August, right? Leo season. Leo season seems to be the time where things are really going to start to manifest for you. And I think that's when Uranus retrogrades, and then it will end up coming, and it goes back into Aries, and then it'll shoot back into Taurus. So, you know, there is a lot. I feel like there's money here too. There is money to be made in your, in the emotional experiences you've had if you invest them in a craft of your choosing, you know, whatever your musing is. I keep saying musing, so there's something here about muses, being amused, like there's a lot there. Okay, all right, Taurus, your energy as it relates to January in your soul path. We have the Page of Pentacles in your head, the High Priestess in your heart with the rune healing, and the Queen of Wands in your foundation with the rune victory. So again, a lot of psychic energy here, a lot of water energy, a lot of tuned in to things that are not spoken about. Okay? And with the Page of Pentacles in your head, you're budding with opportunities, and you're budding with chances to really make something of yourself. Again, not that you've been just wasting away all these 20, 30, 40, 50 years or whatever that you've been on Earth. But there's really something to really be gained here about what is going on beneath the surface right now. Okay? And it's important that you seize it. Your mind is rich. It's like a high quality fertilizer, if you will. Okay? And what you do with that is up to you, because if fertilizer sits in a pile, you know what I mean, and it doesn't get put on any seeds, and it doesn't get used in a garden, obviously it's useless. It's literally just cow shit at that point, right? So don't let your thoughts go to waste. Okay, there are going to be things to learn. There's a lot of things to learn through your process. There's a lot of things to learn through the emotions that get uncovered. Potentially, again, through a woman. It doesn't matter what your gender is. There are also things to be learned through a woman that is highly in tune with herself and with, I'm feeling, the collective. Okay, that's obviously not for all of you, but I feel there's a tone here of energetically sensitive women. They could be a water sign or a fire sign, because we have the Queen of Wands here. And with High Priestess in your heart space, with the rune healing, there have been secrets that you have kept, and I think it's really related to this Two of Cups and Judgment. You kept them to yourself because I think for some of you, you were embarrassed. For others of you, you didn't know how to express yourself. For others of you, there was just, I don't know, there's just so much, like Taurus is very private. I've never met a Taurus that was like super open just because, ever. Maybe a Taurus rising, but not a Taurus sun or moon. So with the High Priestess here, it's safe to heal your heart and to really trust your feelings as well. And it's safe to let the cat out of the bag. Like, people have to see that you care. People have to see what goes on beneath the surface. Not everybody, right? Not everybody. I'm not saying to tell the world, but you can tell the world through your art. Again, I feel like art is a big thing here. Art in whatever manner that you use it. And with the Queen of Wands in your foundation, with the rune Victory, you will be extremely victorious if you channel all your emotional energy into this endeavor, because she's extremely powerful, self-assured, self-reliant, confident, okay, creative, and again, in touch with the occult, in touch with the unseen realms, in touch with her spirit, her fire, okay? You have to speak on what has been mulling beneath the surface for a long time. And you can speak on it poetically. You can speak on it in, I almost said tongues. You can speak on it in a way that is very, still cryptic, right? High Priestess in your heart space. You can still be cryptic and heal these things that you have known for a long time needed to come up. Okay, this is a clearing of years worth of stuff, especially in the last 2 years as far as relationships go. Okay? This Queen of Wands could be somebody else, but even if it is somebody else, I feel for all of you, this is an aspect of yourself where you're really allowing yourself to be seen. And you will find a lot of victory in letting yourself be seen, okay? Which is something that you don't usually do. It's time to create a presence for yourself. It's time to really stand up and own who you are, whatever that means, okay? For better or worse. Spirit's advice for you is the 8 of Wands with the Sun. And the rune we have here is friendship. This rune doesn't come out very often, so I'm really happy to see this here. Again, if you are, you know, apologizing or reconciling with someone, even if it was romantic at one time, I feel like now it'll just be like cordial friendships, okay? But it also can be reconciling with friends. Because the 8 of Wands, Spirit is saying, send that text, send that DM, make that phone call, like write that letter, because you don't even have to share, you know, you don't necessarily have to share what you're saying, but I think you will benefit from it. At least tell your friends how you've been feeling. At least tell your friends what's been going on with you, because they care about you and they love you and they see you. And again, there's a message here of Leo season. Okay, and then we have the 8 again. So 8 months. There's something that's going to happen in the next 8 months by the time we get to the summer, where the friendships that you've established, the people that you've reached out to, there's like glory days to be had, okay? The sun is going to be shining on you if you can stand in authenticity and you can, again, let yourself be seen, okay? It's time to prioritize your happiness, not in a selfish way, but in a way that is, I'm feeling copacetic with your environment, okay? So your energy is moving rapidly. In the initiation, in the initiative that you take at this time will advance you greatly. Okay? Spirit's advice for you, or rather the most likely outcome, what am I saying? Most likely outcome? We have the 10 of Pentacles with the rune home with the 4 of Wands. So whether this be starting to save for a home, whether this be waiting for a payout on something to establish a stronger home base. But again, with the 4 of Wands here and the 10 of Pentacles, even though you're going to expose yourself, Taurus, which I know you don't like, you're coming into a new level of comfortability and security that you've always wanted. And I don't think you've had it before. Not in this way. Not in this way. It's because it's spiritual. And it's financial, it's physical. Because you always like the physical part, but it's also, again, there's this feeling of friendship. There's people around you that love you. There's people around you that celebrate you. There's people around you that support you. Okay, and it's time to come home to yourself. Okay, it's really time to come home to yourself. Because the rune home there is that, you know, you may be expanding your family, or again, opening your doors to people that you consider your family and celebrating with them. Yeah, I got Judgment again. I feel like these are people in Six of Cups. These are definitely people from your past. This is definitely either involves children, healing your inner child, clearing karma with someone that was a past soulmate, or someone that you've shared several lifetimes with. Okay, there's a huge karmic atonement here, but it's not nasty, it's not negative, and the only thing that's going to stop you from sitting into this beautiful energy here, from really owning it, because you're setting the stage the next 8 months, that's for sure. Okay, you're setting the stage to ride out into the summer. So don't be afraid that what you say will be used against you, or that what you say will expose yourself too much. Like, that's not real. Okay, that's not real. That's fear. I had cut the deck and I had seen the devil. It went away. That's fear, okay? Free yourself, free your mind, free your heart. All right? I'm really happy for you guys. I lovingly do everything I can to assist my body in maintaining perfect health. I get plenty of sleep every night. My body appreciates how I take care of it. So again, there's a need to just really be a student to life and do things that maybe previously you didn't feel comfortable doing. But there's a new level of comfort that you're stepping into, and it's not one that you're used to, but it's even better. Okay? Taurus, I love you guys so much, and I'll be back soon. Peace.